I'm going to ace space. I am feeling so grateful and grounded.
What were her findings? That's my question.
Well,
what did she learn?
That's super important.
Let's be honest, it was a vanity flight for privileged celebrities that yielded no scientific advancement beyond perhaps answering how facial filler and Botox react out of Earth's atmosphere.
This is where we belong, and we feel very sure of that. So
passengers have paid anywhere from $200,000 to $1 million, depending on the flight.
The only thing that I got from this is if I marry a billionaire, I might one day get to go to space.
If I were in space with Katy Perry and she started singing, I might actually just jettison myself into space. It might be a better choice.
You're brave, you're bold, you're doing this for the next generation.
What exactly do you think you've accomplished here?
To inspire so many different people, but especially young girls.
You know things are bad when other celebrities like Camila Cabello are trashing you for your woke moments. Welcome to the reality of Katy Perry. She just can't catch a break. Even other singers are making fun of her for her bad choices. I hate to kick somebody when they're down, but Katy's newest tour is flopping, and it's not even a concert anymore. It's turned into some weird Star Wars musical.
Fresh from pretending to be an astronaut is now being mocked for her cringe performance. Did she leave any discernible talent she had in space?
What happens when you mix pop music with politics?
Seems that leftism destroys everything.
And in 2025, Katy Perry and Beyonce found out the hard way. What was supposed to be a star-studded celebration of their music turned into a series of woke misfires, bad PR, and some seriously awkward performances. Not just the tour outfits that are embarrassing. It's the entire concept. With out-of-touch performances, political stunts, and ticket sales that are more flop than wow, let's dive into their epic fail tours that prove even celebrities can't escape the backfire of the woke agenda.
That was apparently part of Katy Perry's show. And nobody's buying tickets.
She's struggling to sell tickets to her show. She's not just a pop star, she's now apparently an astronaut, reportedly struggling to sell tickets to her show, the Lifetime Tour, in several US states.
Katy Perry kicked off her Lifetime's tour with an extension of her fake space trip catastrophe. First you become a fake astronaut, and now you're a fake robot.
Play a video game character in this show, which is really exciting. In this video game show, there are levels and there are goals, and I have to collect hearts in order to use that to power up to defeat the people, of course. So collected enough hearts, and I get to now choose my own adventure.
Picture this. Katy, decked out in a futuristic spacesuit, attempts to save the world from evil AI and, wait for it, robotically fluttering butterflies. Yep, that's the concept for the whole tour performance. Fans were left scratching their heads, not sure if they were watching a concert or a low-budget sci-fi movie. Social media exploded with one TikTok user saying it was the most awkward 90 minutes of my life.
I will stress, though, that I have heard sources at Live Nation, the tour promoter for Katy Perry, immediately had reservations about her ability to sell out stadiums from the very get-go.
Katy naturally decided to really lean into the drama, tearing up on stage, asking, has anyone ever called your dreams crazy? Katy, I think everybody is calling you crazy instead. Maybe next time leave the outer space nonsense to NASA and just sing some songs like everybody else.
Katy Perry is struggling to sell tickets, but Sabrina Carpenter, she's selling out. Sabrina Carpenter is selling out arenas at 12,000 to 20,000 seats on average. That's pretty good, right?
Now, as if her Lifetime's tour wasn't enough of a disaster, don't forget, Katy decided to take her woke agenda to the stars, literally. She joined that all-female crew on a Blue Origin spaceflight, touted as some great feminist milestone that was meant to inspire all of humanity.
We're supposed to be celebrating them. Somehow it's supposed to be empowering because not enough women have gone up into space. I don't feel empowered. What did they do? The one gal is engaged to a billionaire, and these are a bunch of celebrities she wanted to befriend.
They live in this world that is so detached from anything other than themselves that they just have lost the ability to understand how they're perceived by other people.
But it was all really just to promote this weird tour. People already thought Katy was an alien. Now they are leaning towards she could be a robot.
She decided to promote her Lifetime's tour. So she promoted it in space. Take a look. Holding a little butterfly. And if you zoom in on that little butterfly, it lists all of the songs. You see that she's going to sing on her Butterfly Lifetime's tour.
Here's the thing. When you're an A-list celebrity, no one's really buying the we're going to space for women narrative. All people saw was a PR stunt designed to get attention. And guess what? Her space-themed tour didn't land with much more success. I heard Katy just drove by a hospital, and now she's a neurosurgeon. Congrats. But unfortunately, her ticket sales are in the gutter after this 10-minute Space Mountain ride.
When you think about the Blue Origin thing, I think we're really seeing this backlash when it comes to the unapologetic, selfish 1%. And I do think that that's why people are over Katy Perry. Beyonce is struggling to sell tickets as well.
Beyonce is reportedly struggling to sell tickets.
The Queen Bee herself thought she could do no wrong, and at first she was right. Ticket sales for her Cowboy Carter tour were breaking records. Over 2.7 million tickets sold. That's some serious superstar status, right? Well, not so fast. Soon ticket prices started plummeting, over 70%. You can literally buy a ticket for the price of a Big Mac. And then there were reports of empty seats in high-priced sections.
Beyonce mercilessly mocked as tickets for flop Cowboy Carter tour reached the same price as a McDonald's meal.
There have been a lot of conversations around the Beyonce tickets because reports were that they were not selling the way that they typically would sell and how they should sell. When the show kicked off in LA last night, there was reportedly still 3,800 seats available and resale prices dropped.
At this point, it was clear the Queen's crown was starting to slip. Maybe people aren't as eager to see a woke celebrity anymore. She hasn't been seen since she charged the Kamala Harris campaign $5 million to show up to a rally and smile.
Remember that woeful speech she gave at a Kamala rally? They thought they were going to get a free concert. Instead, they heard Beyonce mention a bunch of suburbs in Texas.
Texans and Houstonians from 3rd Ward, River Oaks, Sugarland, 5th Ward.
And now no one wants to go to her concerts. She's slashed ticket prices by more than 70% and still having trouble moving them.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's cool she has her daughter up there dancing. It's incredible. I just think that Kamala approach made me look at her different, like she could be bought basically, but it's just one person's opinion. Things have seemed to be going downhill for any celeb that's pushing the woke agenda. You saw what happened with Rachel Zegler. Go woke, go broke. What's the chances anybody is willing to pay to watch her next movie? I think it's clear if you are selling to people, don't alienate half your customers.
Now, I do wonder, where did it all go so wrong for Katy? Perhaps it was on election eve last November when she posted this.
Hi guys, I'm with one of my favorite senators. This is Kamala Harris. She's gonna be, well,
Both Katy and Beyonce took their woke agenda to the political stage, using their influence to support Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. Meanwhile, Beyonce was out there pushing the narrative that Kamala was the mother of the nation, because we all know pop stars have the best political insight, right? But shockingly, not everyone wanted their politics wrapped up in a concert ticket. People were less than thrilled to be sold political messages instead of just getting some quality music. Maybe next time Katy and Beyonce should remember their job is to entertain, not to lecture.
Decentralization of media is wiping out celebrity. Beyonce is struggling to sell tickets. Beyonce used to do much higher than around 60K. And now she's struggling to fill these seats. And Katy Perry, similarly, also can't sell these tickets.
As the months went by, things went from bad to worse. Katy Perry's tour became the punchline of every comedy show and meme page.
There was a Blue Origin. They went up. I don't know what to call it. Because some people get offended when you call it a trip. 11 minutes. I held it together. You pop out a little pod. Everybody clapping. Oprah there, the Jenners, everybody clapping. And then somebody runs up. How's it feel to be an astronaut?
YouTube and Facebook users are crazy with the content. First, she was the royalty of pop culture. Now she's the joke of 2025. And Beyonce? Well, her fall from grace was just as dramatic. The Cowboy Carter album shows the sales were good, but nobody was talking about her at all in the media or online. I can't even remember one song off the album that did well. Then there's the whole connection to the Diddy trial and how her and Jay-Z were some of Diddy's closest friends, but somehow had no idea what he was doing at his parties. What do you think? Did these stars go too far with their political stances, or are we just being too harsh? You gotta think, most of Katy and Beyonce fans are older now. They aren't the young Democratic crowd they had when they first came out and rose to popularity. There's not that many 40-year-old woman fans who are super woke, and splitting up your fans based down the middle to pick a side is a bad look when you're selling a product. Leave me a comment on what you think, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video.